DIY bookkeeping and the mistakes you should avoid. Hi, my name is Tony Cameron with TLDR Accounting. We're a strategic tax and accounting firm that helps small business owners and therapists in private practice with accounting and tax problems. Now, one of the common things that happens is folks start out and they're doing their own bookkeeping internally. Maybe the owner's doing it, maybe they gave it to an employee, and there are some common mistakes we see even when using software. So today we're going to cover the biggest areas to look for in QuickBooks Online that can get messy or might be done incorrectly. So the first common item we see with new business owners is they attach their bank accounts in QuickBooks Online, and then they're not going through the bank feed on a timely basis and categorizing the expenses. Since they see the expenses and income in the bank feed, they're assuming their bookkeeping is done and they don't need to do anything. That's incorrect. You actually need to add each of those transactions to your books. So step one, making sure that you're not neglecting your bank feed and you're adding transactions on a timely basis. The second biggest thing we see is just putting everything to uncategorized income or uncategorized expenses. That is a waste of time. You are going to have to go back through and fix all of it. Things like software fees, maybe Google Business Suites, maybe Simple Practice, those types of things should go to software expenses. So you want to make sure that you're categorizing things correctly. The standard categorization and categories that they give you in QuickBooks Online, everything should pretty much fit under those. You shouldn't be adding a ton of accounts to your software. So you shouldn't be adding Google Business Suites. No. That should go under office expenses or software, right? Keep it simple. Don't make it super complicated. Now, if you don't know where something goes or how it should be categorized, you should use Ask My Accountant. Makes it very clear you didn't know where it went, and we need to look and go through that account to see what's in there. The other big item we see is transfers. Transfers in QuickBooks can be a little tricky. You want to make sure that you hit the transfer button and that it's going to the correct account. A lot of times we'll see someone hit the transfer button and then they'll change it to checking account and it's literally not moving because it's going from your checking account to your checking account, when in fact it's a credit card payment and it should go from the checking account to the credit card. So transfers can be tricky. In our blog post, we do provide a little bit more in-depth guidance on them. Another big area is uncategorized asset. Is an account you really should be using. If you don't know where it goes, it should go to Ask My Accountant. One of the big things to remember is garbage in is garbage out. So either get training, some training with QuickBooks Online, or set some time up with your accountant who does your taxes to go over where things should go and get your questions answered so that things are correct. Like I said, use Ask My Accountant. It's there for a reason. It makes it super simple to go through things when you do need help. So the banking feed was one big area where we see things go wrong. The second is in your books, things that should be equity transactions. So that would be federal estimated tax payments, putting them under taxes and licensing. That doesn't actually go there. It should be recorded as a distribution for taxes. Another big thing is linking a personal bank account. That should not be in QuickBooks. It should only be business bank accounts and credit cards. You should not ever link a personal account in QuickBooks. It just complicates things. It also messes up keeping business and personal separate, which we've talked about. It needs to be separate. Another big area is if you're an S corporation, mixing payroll and distributions for the owner. An owner needs to be on reasonable payroll. The second section, as you can tell, is more high-level topics and more complicated situations where we do things, where we see things that are messed up, which at that point, if you're an S corporation, if you're linking all sorts of accounts, you might want to talk to an accountant just to make sure that you're doing things correctly. A good time to come in is June, July, August. We aren't busy. You can talk to someone. It's better than waiting to year end. You don't want to put all this off until last minute, right? You should be updating your books monthly. Things should be moving forward. If you don't know where something goes, pop it into Ask My Accountant. I know I'm repeating myself a bit there, but Ask My Accountant is a super useful feature. QuickBooks Online does simplify things, but you need to make sure that you're using it correctly. So some things to keep in mind: use Ask My Accountant. Make sure you're going through your books monthly and that things are moving there. And then if you need help, make sure you get some help, whether it's with QuickBooks Online training or outsourcing your bookkeeping. You can contact us below and we can reach out to you and set up an appointment to discuss the types of things that you need help with.